Today, I can announce that my office has filed 2 applications for warrants of arrest before Pretrial Chamber 2 of the International Criminal Court in the situation in Afghanistan. These filings have benefited from the contributions of our dedicated Afghanistan Unified Team under the supervision of Deputy Prosecutor Nazar Shamim Khan and multiple experts, including Special Advisor on Gender and Other Discriminatory Crimes, Professor Lisa Davis, who stands next to me. Since the 31st of October 2022 decision of Pretrial Chamber to authorize the resumption of my office's investigation after a period of deferral, my office has been independently and impartially examining alleged crimes committed against Afghan civilians. After a thorough investigation, and on the basis of evidence collected, my office submits that there are reasonable grounds to believe that the Supreme Leader of the Taliban, Ahmadullah and the Chief Justice of the so-called Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, Abdulhakim Haqqani, bear criminal responsibility for the crime against humanity of persecution on gender grounds under Article 71H of the Rome Statute. My office has concluded that these 2 Afghan nationals are criminally responsible for persecuting Afghan girls and women, as well as persons whom the Taliban perceived are not conforming with their ideological expectations of gender identity or expression, and persons whom the Taliban perceived as allies of girls and women. This persecution was committed from at least the 15th of August 2021 until the present day across the territory of Afghanistan. This ongoing persecution entails numerous severe deprivations of victims' fundamental rights, contrary to international law, including the right to physical integrity and autonomy, to free movement and free expression, to education, to private and family life, and to free assembly. These severe deprivations of fundamental rights were also committed in connection with other Rome Statute crimes. Perceived resistance or opposition to the Taliban was and is brutally repressed through the commission of crimes including murder, imprisonment, torture, rape, and other forms of sexual violence, enforced disappearance, and other inhumane acts. These are the first applications for arrest warrants in the situation in Afghanistan. My office will file further applications for other senior members of the Taliban soon. These requests for warrants of arrest are based on diverse evidence, including expert and witness testimonies, official decrees, forensic reports, statements by the suspects themselves and other Taliban representatives, and audio-video material. Our multidisciplinary investigative team screened and interviewed potential witnesses and identified investigative leads, experts, and cooperation partners. To ensure that the gender dimension of the alleged crimes is properly addressed, the office has integrated gender experts in its investigative team, along with country experts and psychosocial experts. In making these applications, my office seeks to demonstrate that our commitment to pursue accountability for gender-based crimes, including gender persecution, remains an absolute priority. These applications recognize that Afghan women and girls, as well as the LGBTQI+ community, are facing an unprecedented, unconscionable, and ongoing persecution by the Taliban. Our action signals the status quo for women and girls in Afghanistan is not acceptable. Afghan survivors, in particular women and girls, deserve accountability before a court of law. My office further submits that the Taliban's interpretation of Sharia should not and may not be used to justify the deprivation of fundamental human rights or the related commission of Rome Statute crimes. In making these applications, I wish to acknowledge the remarkable courage and resilience of Afghan victims and witnesses who cooperated with my office's investigations. I am grateful for the invaluable support for this investigation from Afghan civil society and from the office's partners from various national authorities and international organizations. The judges of the International Criminal Court will now determine whether these applications for arrest warrants establish reasonable grounds to believe that the named individuals committed the alleged crimes. If the judges issue the warrants, my office will work closely with the registrar in all efforts to arrest the individuals. As in all situations, I request state parties to fully cooperate with the court and help us in enforcing any judicial order. My office's investigation in the situation of Afghanistan continues. We pursue our investigation into alleged crimes by individual members of the Taliban and the Islamic State Khorasan. As I have underlined since taking office, Afghan victims and survivors have suffered injustice for too long. We remain unwavering in our commitment to ensure that they are not forgotten and to demonstrate through our work, through the effective and impartial application of international law, that all lives have equal value.